Hi, my beautiful collective. It's Jeff. I'm back. It is April 25th. It's Tuesday. It's around 2 o'clock. I'm actually waiting to go into my doctor's appointment. It's just a regular physical, but being over 40 and being over 40, I'm going more often now. It's not just my annual. I go in a little bit more regularly now to just make sure blood work's good. Things aren't falling apart. That's what happens when you get old. But neither here nor there. I feel great, for the record, and I know I'm going to get a really good report when I go back in. I've lost 30 pounds since the last time I've been there. Bravo to me. My diet's gotten better. My mental health has gotten better. I've started to really focus on myself, really hone in on who I am. And if you've listened to my previous videos, I've been going through the awakening process, my awakening process. It started in 2018. It really accelerated back in August of 2022. Between August and October is when it really started to pick up. And what that brings about is in my life, because of what I needed to develop and fix. Almost all of it had to do with self-love. I am a very, very loving and kind and thoughtful person, but not when it came to myself. I just didn't know. I thought I loved myself. I thought I knew how to take care of myself. And I guess on a day-to-day basis, yeah, I could get by. I could pay my bills. I could drive myself around and this and that. But I wasn't loving on myself. I didn't appreciate myself. I didn't find myself worthy of much of anything. I didn't even like to take photos, never mind do videos of myself. Like, doing something like this wouldn't have happened 6 months ago. First of all, I wouldn't have had the courage to do it. I would have doubted the fact that I had anything worthy to say that somebody out there would want to hear, or need to hear, more importantly. But all in all, I just didn't believe in myself. I always took care of others first. I put other people's needs before my own. And we all know, we've all heard it, you can't truly love anyone else until you love yourself. And that is the truth. That is by divine design, right? Because we can't ask, what it comes down to is, we can't ask anything of anyone outside of ourselves that we aren't already doing for ourselves, or are capable of doing for ourselves. Now, this doesn't break down to like building a house, right? It's not things like that. We're talking like about emotional, psychological, and in some cases, basic needs, like doing basic tasks for ourselves. If we can't be lazy, right? Like, that's the thing. We can't just have somebody in our lives to do the things that we don't feel like doing. It doesn't make any sense. It's not helpful to anybody, and it's just, it's hurtful. But anyway, I don't want to dwell too much on that. I just wanted to talk about a little bit about why I'm here on this video, okay? So, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my background. I'm going to do it in bits and pieces because there's a lot to be told. So, why am I even here on this video, right? And this is a thought that I had to reflect on for a minute, for more than a minute, because, over the past couple of years, one of my primary jobs was actually watching children. So I was actually, I have my degree in marketing, and degrees don't really mean anything. I'm not boasting myself up at all. I'm just saying I have a college degree. I went into health insurance. I worked in a professional setting. I excelled. I thrived. I grew. And I honestly hated it. I hated it. it was just one of those things. I felt like I needed to go to, I was supposed to go to school. I was supposed to get my degree. I was told to work hard. I mean, smarter, not harder. You know, I was just kind of going through the motions of what I thought I was supposed to do. And it was like, you know, I live in a state where there's a lot of health insurance. So of course, I fell into a health insurance company, and nothing wrong with that per se, right? And I fell into a role that, you know, lined up with my degree, and that was okay, right? You know, it paid the bills, and it was, you know, I'd call it a 9 to 5, but are they ever really 9 to 5s anymore? No, they're more like 8 to 7s, but that's fine. We need to change that whole term. But you know, I just got into this routine where I just thought this is what life is, you know. And I'm putting like 10% away for my 401k for my retirement that I have no concept of, or even how I'm gonna enjoy it, if it's even gonna happen, because we're never promised tomorrow. Remember that. But I was just going through the motions of what I considered to be like professional growth or career development, right? And I did. I had a big title, I had a big salary, I had a nice bonus package, and I just hated it. I hated it. And, you know, I've also struggled with addictions over the years. And there were in a couple cases where that addiction actually caused me to have to walk away from a job. And I'm not saying that why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I actually, now I feel like those the times that those happened, the times when that happened, when my addictions got to me to a point where I wasn't able to perform my work duties, when that arose, when that came into my life, and I was left feeling very, very helpless, very vulnerable, because, you know, money makes the world go around. We all need salaries, right? We all need to retire supposedly. And, you know, what are my friends gonna say? I don't have a job anymore, I'm not in the same field, and so on and so forth. I feel like every time that happened, it was an opportunity for me to step back and reevaluate what it is that I truly wanted to do, something that made me happy. But each and every time, all I did was I picked myself back up, get myself healthy again, sober, right? I'd get the help I needed, you know, which you should do. Everybody should always do that when they're dealing with an addiction, always. There's mental health that needs to be dealt with. There's physical ailments that come along with it. Anyway, always get help. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, it was a giant reset button for me, to take a look at where I was and why I was kind of on this repeat cycle. Now, I'm not going to share with you, there are other reasons why I was on this repeat cycle that really didn't have much to do with me, but I'm not placing any blame externally from me. I want to tell you about the opportunities that I missed in falling from grace in my jobs, and how I didn't take advantage of it, and how I wish I had, and how I want you to do so. And I'm not saying that you're going to fall from grace. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying to you today is, I want you to be happy in what you do. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. But each time I fell from grace and I had to rebuild myself, when I started to get back up on my feet, my natural inclination and my natural thought was, well, all I know is health insurance. Like, what else do I really fucking know? Like, what else am I qualified to do to make like what I was making before? And the only answer I ever came up with was the same thing, but maybe just for a different company, or maybe just a slightly different title. I didn't have people around me encouraging me, telling me I can do anything I want. I can literally conquer anything I want to conquer if I put my mind to it. If it makes my heart happy, I can make it happen. I just didn't have that encouragement around me. I more or less had people around me who are like, well, I don't want to be stuck supporting you. You can't live here for more than 2 weeks. So I don't know what you're going to do or where you're going to go, but you need to find something quick, right? So that doesn't really leave me with much time to ponder like what it is I want to do with my future, or how I want to change it, or even like evaluate what was holding me back, why I wasn't happy in the first place, right? And of course, I'm recovering, which, if you have dealt with an addiction in the past, you know what that feeling is. And there's a lot of anxiety involved with it. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's tons of shame. There's so many facets to recovery. And then of course you're trying to get back on your feet and get back into a career that makes money, that gets you the apartment, and out of maybe your mother's house or your sister's house or wherever it might be that you had to crash in the meantime. But we're constantly in this cycle of doing things that don't truly make us happy. So I want to share some things that that the divine actually did share and channeled with me. And this isn't something that was recently channeled with me, but it's something that I've recently felt the need to now share in this new age, because that's what this is. So I talked a little bit about writing intentions every new moon, and I just did that. It was we had the new moon in Aries. I won't go into too much detail about that, but when I meditated prior to writing out what my intentions are, I did a meditation, and the divine sent me a question basically to answer and to ponder through this new moon, and the powers that surround the new moon. And it was very simply, how do you want to build your foundation? And that's a really good question, because I am not in I'm not in a professional setting anymore. I don't work in an office anymore. I've decided that sitting behind a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day is literally it feels like poison to my soul. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. I am a person who likes to and I'm an introvert, but I'm somebody who likes to interact with others. I love to help people. I love to see people thrive. There's so many things I love doing, and a lot of them, actually none of them, involve sitting at a desk behind a computer, and none of them involve a computer at all. I mean, unless obviously a task necessitates it, like paying bills, or, typing up a resume, or basic stuff like that. You know what I mean, though. In terms of a job, I wasn't looking to sit behind a computer all day. It just doesn't fit my personality. And, they always say life is too short. It's true, but what you should be doing with your life force, the force that you have in you, every day, that's the gift that we're given from the divine, is literally waking up every day. And I remember I used to, when I was working an office job, and I'm not throwing any shade at the companies that I worked for, but I used to wake up and I just remember having this sheer feeling of terror and anxiety. I would wake up and you get the bubble guts, because I always had something big on my plate for that day. It was either a 2-hour meeting that I had to lead and prepare for and do all the I had to do the presentation for, or it was one of the 10 million other things on my plate that I was behind on, because I had 10 million other things on my plate, if that makes any sense. So I never felt like I was comfortable in a professional job, because everything all the priorities moved so quickly, they changed so quickly, and we were, I was under-resourced, overutilized. It doesn't really matter. It's not about that. It just didn't fit my soul. So, this is the longest I've not been in corporate. I haven't worked in corporate since 2019, and in 2019 I decided, this is pre-COVID, okay, so this is before we were forced to be home. Keep that in mind. So I left a job pre-COVID. My friends and family were like, what the fuck are you doing? Enough, because it was good money. It was working for somebody that I had a previous professional relationship with, and it didn't work out, and I wasn't there very long. And again, it was good money. And so when I left, I kicked myself. I dragged myself through the mud. I made myself feel like a failure. I did. I was like, again, like this, you just can't make anything work, right, Jeff? Like, you just can't do anything. Like, because I've been through a lot of jobs. It's like, what's going to work for you, Jeff? Like, what is going to make you happy? Like, what is it exactly that you need to do? And I'm still in this mindset that I have to stay in the realm of my degree and like what I've previously done. It never occurred to me that I could flip the switch, and that I am good at so many other things, and that the skill sets that I have are very adaptable. So this leads me back to the divine asking me, how do I want to build my foundation? The divine channeled to me, and this was early January of this year. So I would say probably the first week of January of 2023. I was meditating and trying to connect with the divine, or not trying, I was connecting with the divine, and, speaking some of my concerns. And I had, absolutely no idea what it was that I was going to do next. And it was bringing me anxiety, sadness, self-loathing. I mean, you name it. Every nasty feeling you can have for yourself, it was bringing. So he asked me something I didn't. He brought something to my attention that it didn't make any sense to me at the time. And he's like, is what you do making you happy? Are you happy doing what you're doing? Like, that's easy. No. Okay. So you're not happy doing what you're doing. He's like, I want you to do something that makes you happy. Okay. That's a weird response, but it's not weird. It makes perfectly logical sense, because I'm his child. He wants me to be happy. He wants me to have a job and be able to support myself and be happy at the same time. Now, why is that such a crazy concept to me? It's because that's not how I grew up. People aren't happy at their jobs. Who's happy at their jobs? I didn't even think that's not a prerequisite for anybody, as far as I know. I thought everybody hated their jobs. But he said, no, I want you to be happy at what you do. I'm going to require you to be happy doing what you do. And if you find that, you'll succeed. But that's not it. There's a second component to my advice, to God's advice. He's like, once you find that thing that makes you happy, and it doesn't matter what it is, it could be glass blowing, it could be farming, it could be, I don't know, making t-shirts, cutting hair, being a chef. It could be watching kids like I did. I could be driving a taxi cab. He said the only other requirement is, as long as you're happy and you take that and use it to make as many people, as many other people happy as possible. So enrich other people's lives with your profession, your career. Again, whatever it might be, figure out a way to help it enhance other people's lives. Now, that's not a very complicated thing, because you could literally do anything and you can enhance people's lives. You can be a crossing guard, like literally a crossing guard. And you can, if you love it, which I've met crossing guards who fucking love their job and they make my day. Even just watching them, if I'm in the car and I'm watching somebody who loves doing their job, doing it, as I'm driving through that intersection, it makes my day. It makes me smile. That's what he means. He just says, find something that makes you happy and then enhance it, make it so it helps other people. That's it. Help as many people. That was actually the specific advice. Help as many people as possible with what it is you do. Now, of course, some professions are going to lend themselves more than others in that regard. Some people might have factory jobs that were, they just do this one repetitive movement over and over and over again. And that's okay. As long as you're happy and, you're bringing home the bacon, and maybe as a result of that steady job that makes you happy, and you don't like to talk to people all day, and that's part of what makes you happy, and the fact that you don't have to makes you happy. But when you go home to your family, the fact that you make good money, you don't got to talk to anybody all day, and you got a job that you don't fucking hate, then it then enhances your home life with your family and your children, and you're able to spend quality time with them and enjoy it, right? Go out and do activities with them that otherwise, if you had a job that you didn't love, that didn't resonate with you, you wouldn't take them to the amusement park, right? Because you'd be miserable. So there's obviously going to be spectrums of everything. So understand that. But what the divine asked me to share with you today, very, very specifically, is in your job, if you're confused about what it is that you want to do, then that's if you're confused about what it is that you want to do. If you're not sure, if you've been questioning in it, if you're going through an awakening, if you're just going through, a change in your life, if you want to go through a change in your life and you don't know how, you don't even know where to start. Those are the two pieces of advice. Is really stop, think, reflect about what it is that makes you happy, okay? And think about how you can turn that into a profession, a career, maybe just a job. And then sit and brainstorm about how that can bring joy, happiness, and security, and love, and kindness to as many people as humanly possible. And God assured me that if I could find the answer to those two things, if I could find conclusions to those two things, I would be guaranteed success, okay? So that's why I'm here. My soul calls me to help people. It always has. It always will. That's who I am. That's how I resonate. If I'm not helping people, I'm not happy. I'm just not. So, when things really started to fall apart last year in August, I told you I'd gotten out of corporate, and I had made a huge switch. And some people could look at it as like a downgrade. I didn't. And I'll tell you why, because I was fucking happy for the first time in my life. I quit my corporate job and I went into the community through Facebook, right? And I put myself out there as a dog walker, as a house watcher, as childcare, as child transportation, as a personal chef. But these are all things I am extremely, and I say extremely skilled at outside of my corporate job, right? So these are just skills that I've amassed just through everyday life. But I love them. I love them all. I love to watch children grow up. I love their curiosity. They teach me so much. Outside of that, I love to cook. I love to feed people. It makes me happy to watch people eat. It makes me even happier when they enjoy my food. And the whole like transportation part, I like doing people favors. So I worked with a lot of single moms who just didn't have the time to go run a million errands with kids hanging all over them, right? Because that's reality. It's hard. So it made me happy to go out of my way for a lot of single moms out there who just truly just needed a helping hand. That's it. And I didn't ask for much money I didn't ask for much compensation for this. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a lot of expenses, and basically what I did is, yes, I worked a lot, but the way I did it is like I charged in line with what I needed to live. Okay, now that's something I'm gonna have to move past, right? We have to know our own worth. So I will say, yes, I did find what made me happy. I was doing what made me happy, but I wasn't charging the right amount for it. But that's okay. That's okay, because I still found it. I found my purpose outside of corporate, and I realized that there is another way for me to not only make a living and not worry about money, but be happy. I was waking up in the morning, and this is how I knew I was moving in the right direction. I was waking up in the morning and I was happy to wake up. My immediate thought wasn't like, oh fuck, did I finish that fucking report? Oh god, is it fucking report week? Or oh my god, did I make that correction before I sent that presentation? Like, you know what I mean? Like those sinking feelings that you have. I had every single day for decades. They went away. And you know, I think the only hard part about any of that was having to tell people who I had known for years, like decades, or worked with. They'd be like, oh, so where are you working now? And I'd be like, oh, well, actually, I'm kind of a manny. A manny, like, you know, a male nanny. And that's really what I was labeling myself, because that's what I was. I mean, essentially at the end of the day. And I wouldn't even get a response. I'd get like the head tilt, like, huh? What? Did he just say that? And am I supposed to keep a straight face? Is he fucking with me? He's joking. I know he's joking. But the reactions I got were not positive, right? Because people were judgmental. They were like, oh, well, when are you going back? And, well, here I am. I finally found happiness. I don't want to go back. What do you mean, when am I going back? And they're like, and everybody would be like, oh, I saw this job posted. It looks perfect for you. You should apply. I bet you'd be good at it. You know, just automatically thinking in that I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. Or I should be making more money because they think I should be making more money. But they're not inside my soul. They don't know how happy I am. They don't know how happy those kids make me. Those kids, I used to just transport them to and from school. Now, I had no reason to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. None, okay? Because everything that I did outside of transporting the kids had nothing to do with getting up early. But I would choose to get up early for literally like 20 minutes of driving just to sit in the car and talk to these kids on their way to school. And it made me happy. It started my day off in the most beautiful way, in the most innocent way. And I got to like have banter with kids who are just so honest and so beautiful and soul, right? They're just so pure. Like they're, you know, the younger a child is, the closer their hearts are to the divine, because they haven't been tainted yet. So it's just so beautiful to me to talk to these kids and just that, not teach them anything. They're here to teach me. If anything, they taught me so many lessons about myself. That's the interesting part. You know, I didn't want to impart my knowledge on these kids, not at all. I just wanted to be around. I wanted to be around them because they're positive forces, and I wanted to give them my encouragement. And my encouragement, just as far as, you know, be whoever it is that you want to be. Just be a good person. That's it. That's the only knowledge I want to impart in any kid, is just be the best version of yourself. Be a good person. That's it. Just be a good person, right? And when they stray from that, that's when I'll impart some words of wisdom, right? Otherwise, kids got it all under control. They know what they like. They know what they don't like. I'm not here to tell them that, and I never was. But I don't know. I just wanted to tell that story because it's still what I love to do. I still love all those things. But, you know, right now I'm not watching any kids. I'm not living where I was living because it was, you know, I was doing it in a community. Right now I don't have a steady place to stay, so I can't really like redevelop that kind of connection with a community where I have kids and dogs, and I'm dog sitting and I'm keeping dogs in my house. I can't, so I don't have that right now. But I still love helping people. So in the absence of that, you know, the divine asked me to take myself out of my own comfort zone and start putting myself on video and literally sharing these bits of myself to maybe just help 1, 2, maybe 1,000 people. I don't really know. If you look at my audience, I don't have any. I have like 2 subscribers. I have some viewers. I don't know how long they watch. I don't know how much impact I make on them. But I will tell you this, if you're still watching this, it's not about the numbers for me. It's really not. I can't even monetize the YouTube station I have. I don't know why it won't let me. It doesn't really matter. I can't figure it out. Maybe you can help me figure that out. So I don't know. I'm always open to getting help myself, but what I am here to offer is my assistance to you. So I've been asked to, you know, as messages are channeled to me and as the divine tells me to share specific things with the audience, there's a reason for it, and there's somebody out there who needs to hear it. So maybe this is your message. And I also want to offer, and this isn't, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a life coach. But I'm a badass who's been through quite a bit. I've been a professional. I've seen and experienced things that would either kill most or make your toes curl at the very least. It doesn't really matter, but I have a lot that I want to offer. So if you're in a place of, and I'm not here to replace a therapist, mental health, or a doctor, or any of that. I'm here I'm offering my services if you need to talk to somebody, okay? And I think I would say that my services are as close to life coaching as, you know, if you're going to put it in a category, it would probably be closest to that. But my services are going to vary for every single client. It's going to depend on what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you get out of your connection with me, right? Because everybody's going to resonate differently with me. Everybody's going to be finding different value out of speaking with me. Just so you know, I am a healer. I heal with my hands. I heal with my voice. I heal with my advice. I'm a divine being. I'm an earth angel, and I don't say that to monetize it. I say that just I am pure of heart. I have no ill intent towards anybody. All I ever really want to do is see people thrive and be happy. That's just the truth. So I do want to offer my services. I have put my email address in the channel description if you'd like to reach out. And I don't have any set prices, but I do believe that in order to take on any client, or for even a client or you, for instance, to want to even work with me, you have to have the opportunity to talk to me. I think one-on-one. So I'll offer a 15-minute consultation where we can just talk. We can do a Zoom face-to-face so you can see me. We can do it over the phone if that makes you more comfortable. It doesn't really matter. But even if you just want to take the free consultation because you need a 15-minute conversation with somebody who gives a shit, then take it. Take the free 15-minute consultation and just talk to somebody who cares, because I promise you, I do care. Okay, so if you set up a consultation and you're really not even too sure what the hell you're doing, you might not even have any money to pay for future consultations. I'm not going to judge you, right? And if you do choose to take me on for consultation, we can talk about pricing at that point. I like to charge based on people's capabilities to pay. That doesn't mean like my prices have no limit. There's value to everything, but I'm just the way I'm designed. In the position I'm personally in right now, where I don't have the ability to pay for services like I'm offering right now, that very basic realization is why I make this offer. Now, most people would be like, well, if you're broke, you probably shouldn't be offering free stuff, right? Or you probably shouldn't make your prices negotiable. And if that's how you feel or really think, then maybe you're not my client. But that's what I'm doing. And it's truly because money is not my end game. My end game truly is to be happy, enjoy what I do, and to help people. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who I can help. And again, if the 15-minute consultation is all you want, or all you need from me, or if you have the 15-minute consultation and don't think I can help you at all, that's fine too. But understand that I can do a lot more than help guide you in terms of finding what makes you truly happy, making you think outside the box in terms of what you do for a career or a job, or even personal matters. Privacy is of the utmost importance to me. Confidentiality is very important to me as well. But again, I want to help. So however I can help, reach out, because people do care. So, and it doesn't always have to be about money. And, after we have a conversation, that will be much clearer to you. But beyond those things and all the expertise I have, even with kids and pets and setting up businesses, because I even helped somebody set up a wig business and make it successful and grow. Like the most random things. If I have care for you, I will put my all into coming up with a solution for you. I promise you that. And you won't be disappointed with it. You'll feel like somebody actually cares, like they're there for you, and they're not there for you because you're paying them. You're gonna feel like somebody's there for you simply because they want to, and that's kind of like the whole point behind the free consultation and the sliding scale pricing. But what I keep trying to say beyond that is I also do business consulting. I've done consulting work for brokers. I do have my marketing degree. I've had just about every office job, and at least in health insurance that you could possibly think of. My mind works in terms of processes and being able to map out processes, policies, procedures, things like that. So even if you're struggling with something at work and you just want somebody to bounce an idea off of, if you have your own business and you're looking to grow it and being, think strategically 3 years down, come up with an operating plan, something of that sort. If you're not good with budgeting and you just need some outside source help, I can help you with all of that too. It doesn't really matter what it is you need, but what you need to know is I don't limit myself to what I'm capable of doing. I'm capable of doing just about anything, to be quite honest. And I'm not ashamed to say, like, if you came to me and you had a very specific need and it's not in my wheelhouse, I will be the first to say I'm not qualified. But if I know somebody who's qualified, somebody who can help you, I'll refer you to that person, or I'll give you my best advice, right? Or I'll refer you to the best resource that I'm aware of for free, right? I'm not here to take money and advise you on things that I am not suited to advise you on. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a good person who's looking to, I guess, in a way, capitalize on who I am, which is a good person, period, right? So I've come to believe in myself and truly love myself and know my value. And in that, I'm offering my value to you in however you want to take that. I've seen my activity start to pick up on YouTube. I don't think that's any coincidence. The divine did tell me that it's going to start happening for me as long as I put my heart into whatever it is that I'm putting out here to you. And I'm putting my heart out to you right now. So if you do, even if you just need some help, whatever it is, if you want consulting, if you want life coaching, whatever it is that you might need, reach out to me via email. Let's chat, right? We can even just do it over email if you don't like to talk on the phone. I know people are shy. Some people just text and they don't even talk on the phone, whatever it is you're comfortable with. I also, I do put my Venmo out there if, I could use the support, of course, but money isn't everything. Some people have the means to donate or to extend funds for free readings or free talks like this, and if you do, please, I would appreciate it. And trust me, everything goes full circle, and whatever you put out into the universe comes back to you. So I will say that as well. And that's why I try to be a good person and put the best of myself out there with the best of intentions, because I know it's going to come back to me. And the same thing goes with money. It sounds silly, but and if you don't have the money to give, then just come with your best intention and come genuinely wanting help, but also willing to put the work in to make it happen, right? Making it a team effort. So that's all I really wanted to say today. I'm just going to read my notes. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. I think that's it. So I guess I just wanted to really introduce, myself and the services that I'm capable of offering. If you find me interesting in any way, and you think and you have an idea for me, right? I'm open to advice. If it's a job suggestion, I'm open to taking it. I'm open to moving too, by the way, because I actually don't have a home right now. So I'm looking to move from the one state that I've always called home, and I'm ready. I'm ready for an adventure. So as much as I'm putting myself out there to help you, whether it be for a fee or for no fee, it doesn't. Again, that part doesn't matter. I'm open to help as well. I'm telling you, being vulnerable, saying I could use your help. So if you have advice, if you have maybe some tips for me, maybe if you've seen me talk some of my past videos and seen what I'm capable of doing, and you're like, wow, you'd be perfect for X, Y, Z, or maybe you should try it this way. Maybe this would be more effective, or I would love to see you talk about this more. Or I don't know, whatever it is, I'm open to suggestion. I need them. I want them. I love them. I love unconditionally. It's my superpower. Let me use it. And hopefully I get a chance to show it and prove it to you as well. Not that I have anything to prove, but hopefully, you know, I'll get a chance to interact with you. I would love the chance to meet you. I love everyone equally. And it is 44:44 on this timer, and that means it's time for me to go to my doctor's appointment. And that's just a reminder to you too, take care of yourself, you know, physically, mentally, psychologically. And if you think I could be of any assistance to you whatsoever, email me and let's talk and see what's possible, right? Because the sky's the limit, and it's a new time. And yeah, let's be here for each other. Let's all just choose to be good people and love on each other. So until I make my next video, which I don't know, I'm pretty motivated today. Maybe I'll make another one later on today, but I'll let you know how my doctor's appointment goes. Wish me luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.